represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
This is Kenny McCormick, CEO of Celtic Fish, and your host of Geek Speak, sponsored by Data. Thank you for listening on KFOY 1060 AM or on the web at americamatters.us. Now let's get to the show. And it's playing again. Hey everyone, it's good to hear you guys, and I love my theme music. It's so catchy. But anyways, today I have my wonderful guest, Tabitha. She's amazing, very interesting. I love her history, and I believe your last name's Schneider.
Yes, it is.
Oh, good.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no worries. You know, I enjoy having company with you. Eventually, we need to go get some more tacos at that wonderful, I know it as PSR, but they're Estella.
Yes, right next to the Jesse, yep.
Yeah, I love that place. They're good tacos. Anyone who wants to go there, go.
A few good cocktails there, too.
I wasn't going to bring up alcohol. I try to avoid that conversation. I just hint to it.
Fair enough.
They have really pretty drinks.
They have.
Yes. All right. So, for anyone who knows me in the show, I have a bunch of questions I ask you directly. I call them my rapid fires.
All right.
First to the mind, just send them. All right. You ready?
Let's go.
What is your full name?
Tabitha Lynn Schneider.
Tabitha
Get the
Lynn.
spotlight. Get the spotlight out of my face.
All right. Business name.
Tabitha Schneider.
No, your business name.
Business. I thought you were looking for something like Paradise or something. No, so I have Reno Hive co-working, and it's co-working space here in Reno, an incubation space.
You're awesome. What is your profession?
I am the owner-operator of a co-working space.
Yes, and you're a serial entrepreneur, to my knowledge.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Yes. Addicted to starting businesses. Kind of previous jobs. This is where I always thought you were interesting.
I spent 25 years in real estate development. And, 2006, I moved out here to Reno, Nevada. Real estate was not in a good space then, so I went back and got an MBA. And eventually I ended up in San Francisco in the Bay Area working in telecom. And that's where I was exposed to co-working originally. I went to a WeWork down there in San Francisco and walked into that space and was like, wow, what is this place? What is this culture? And that's kind of where it started at.
All right. And I'm glad to have you here now, back in Reno. Tell us about your family.
So I have a daughter who's 29, and I have a grandson who is 8, almost 9, and three dogs. Those are all kids too.
Of course.
Three little puppies.
You got your furry kids, right?
Yeah, my fur babies.
All right. And then favorite superhero and why?
I'm going to have to go with Wonder Woman on that. You know, I don't know. She was powerful and sexy, but she kicked butt and, she ruled the world. So I like Wonder Woman.
So is it the old Wonder Woman or the new one?
I think the old one. There's something classic about her.
Right. I always loved her eyes. Yeah. That was my thing with her. What are your hobbies?
Well, like you said, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I really like starting businesses, but I like helping people get their businesses off the ground too. And alongside that, I spend a lot of time back in the woods, in the wilderness, so I love to camp. I spend a lot of time either on my feet backpacking, or I own an RV also, so do a lot of RVing.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
That's another show, right?
That is another show. Did you ever finish your book on RVing?
It's finished. I haven't published it yet, but 40,000 Miles to Happiness. I need to get it out there.
I think you do. I still want to read it. You could tell it if you want. What keeps you up at night?
Well, sometimes politics, but we won't talk about that. Usually right now it's just, we're expanding in our co-working space. So, just the things that wake me up are usually, a new idea or a new amenity that I want to add or a new marketing idea. So that's usually what keeps me up at night.
Nice. The biggest geek you would like to have drinks with?
This guy that owns Celtic Fish and...
Excluding me.
Okay, I'm just going to say Keanu Reeves then. So he's my heartthrob, but yes, he's a geek, so...
Okay, I'll give it to you. Apple or Android phones?
Android.
I knew I loved you. Mac or PC?
I have a PC.
You.
I've gone down the road of Apple. It always runs out of space, and then I get frustrated, so...
See, this is why we get along. How old were you when you got your first computer?
I was probably 26.
So last
Tells
year?
how old. Tells you how old I am. So, when I was in high school back in the 1920s, we played around with DOS and stuff like that. I took some computer courses, but it wasn't really until I entered college at 26 that I got my first computer.
Okay. DC or Marvel?
I'd say Marvel.
All right. And favorite board game?
Monopoly.
And Monopoly. Nice. So, your book, real quick. Mm-hmm. It's about living in an RV.
Yep. Full time.
Yes. That's the one thing that me and you connected on when I first met you. And
Yes.
I loved it.
Yes.
I love a small house living. I'm ready to get out, though.
I keep trying to downsize, so.
Well, you know how to do it.
I do.
All right, so now we're going to get to the news. We'll get back to you probably after the break. Sweet. All right, so number one story is Microsoft has issued an emergency patch. It's locked as critical. It's called the Nightmare, or the Print Nightmare vulnerability. Basically, to save it right now or to get your computer updates. It's a huge patch. They put it off script. Normally, patch Tuesdays. It's an emergency. Do it now. So make sure if you have a Windows computer, you're doing updates tonight as soon as you can. Even those with Windows 7 that they stopped doing patching for, they actually opened it back up just for this fix. That's how serious it is.
Wow.
There was a massive ransomware attack. This one actually is in my field, which is scary. Kaseya, who creates third-party software for IT firms, had a breach, and they got ransomware attack. Which, okay, most people are like, so it's an IT guy. All their sub-customers got affected. The statistics on Tuesday was 50 on-premise customers. So basically for IT guys, you buy their remote management software and you just keep it on your own server. And then 1,500 downstream, which is they hosted in their system, were all ransomware. The scary part of that is, if that happened to my RMM, I would be dead in the water. There's nothing I could do. So all these IT companies out there right now are just sitting there waiting for this to get back up. So hopefully you listeners out there don't have an IT firm using them. But if you do, I know there's many customers or companies out there that don't use Kaseya. So just jump on board with them. I am one of those that do not use Kaseya. I actually got off of them about 2 years ago.
Wow.
So really happy with that. Yeah. All right. And Computer Weekly reports that remote workers feel disconnected from their IT department. Come on here. I don't know about you, but that to me makes sense.
I felt disconnected from my IT department when I was at the corporation.
Yeah, of course. No, IT guys are so busy as it is. They're saying that 45% of office workers that no longer work there are at home feel like it's taking longer to get support. 73% of them are adding an extra 5 hours to fix issues.
Wow.
I don't know about you, but makes complete sense to me.
Agreed.
I mean, when I talk to my customers, I always tell them 3% of your gross income should be focused towards IT. Oh, well, with that being said, invest in good IT, guys. We're going on a quick break. I'll talk to you guys soon. We're taking a quick break. We'll be back. Welcome back to Geek Speak, sponsored by Datto. Datto is the world's leading provider of cloud. Hey everyone, quick break. I love it. This is Kenny McCormick with Celtic Fish and your host with Geek Speak, sponsored by Datto. Today I have Tabitha with me again. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Kenny.
So, you are one of the owners. Are you the sole owner?
I'm a co-owner. Yeah,
Co-owner?
Myself and Fred, yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Fred's the tall guy that I met the other day.
Correct.
Putting together desks. He seemed really nice. I think I've met him before.
Yeah. Yeah, you met him down at when I saw you at the Jesse.
Okay,
So
yeah.
he was sitting there with me, yes.
He just looked a lot different. Maybe it's because he was in shorts without shoes on.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So you're co-owner of, let's see, how's this stated? Ranked in the top best shared office spaces in Reno, according to Yelp.
All right. Thank you, Yelp.
Yeah, I think you were number 3 if you wanted to know the exact rating.
All right.
So you need to have your people review you guys.
I need to spend some more money with Yelp.
Well, that too, but no, you had 2 5-star reviews on
Okay.
there, where the other ones had 6.
Fantastic.
So-
All right.
I just thought that was really interesting. I was like, oh, top 10. And then I was going through the pictures that you guys have posted,
Yes.
and I'm in one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
Wow.
like, I don't use her shared space, but it was kind of funny. I was like, there's my bald head.
That's funny.
So, you own a co-working space.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a co-working space? First thing.
So co-working, I'm going to say it's a newer concept in the real estate, arena. It's where people go in, and instead of when you have a small business, or if you're a freelancer or an entrepreneur, usually if you wanted to have an office space, you would have to go in somewhere, talk to a realtor, find a space. You probably wouldn't be able to even find an office. Usually it's a larger space, and they want you to pay $5,000 a month and, a big deposit, sign a 5-year lease, and heck, you don't even know when you're starting up if you're going to be in business in 6 months. It's a little bit of a gamble, and hopefully you did your diligence to be there. But you also have to buy furniture, and you're trying to hire employees, and then you need coffee at your office, and you need internet and network security, janitorial, all the things that come along with having an office space. So co-working sets all of that up for you. So you basically walk in, you can rent an office, you can do it, we give discounts if people do a longer term, like a year, or you can just do month to month when you're starting out. So we also have, some people don't need an office, they just want a desk and internet. So we have a $100 membership. And for $100, people can come into the space. We're open 24/7. We have some people that work just at night, some people that work just on the weekends. But we have coffee set up for you. We have alkaline water. We have the Wi-Fi. We have a gig up and down symmetrical service. Talk a little geek to you, get you happy and smiling over there.
Thank you.
We have conference rooms people can use. We have a podcasting room that's free for the members to use. And, we have meditation pods and massage chairs and just all kinds of things for people to do. So we have some organized events like floats, down the river. We have some happy hours. We have some business events. So it makes it really easy. And we have 58 businesses after being open a year and a half. that are incubating, and some have gotten deals up to $25 million, and they're growing. So we're excited about being part of an incubation space in Reno.
Excellent!
Nice. So you mentioned your IT already, so I'll skip over that beautiful question. When a person goes there, though, they have full access to IT. You're taking care of all that stuff
Yep.
for them. That's awesome. Tell me what you know about the history of the co-op space.
So I don't know a lot about the history. I see you have a little cheat sheet over there, so you can fill me in. But, my experience was working at WeWorks. And then just, I wanted to move back to Reno, and I wanted to open a co-working space. And I spent a lot of time visiting other co-working spaces because I really wanted to take all the ideas that I saw that were the best of the best, and I would do this with any business, but you take the best of the best and you look at that and you go, how do I improve it and make it even more appealing? And that's what we wanted to open in Reno.
I think it's a great concept, and what you guys have done up there is just amazing.
Thanks.
For those listeners out there, especially the geeks like me that want to know the history, I looked it up. The very first co-working space was actually in Berlin for hackers in 1995. And that's where they set up so that they could bounce ideas off and work as teams to go at it, which I just thought it makes complete sense to me.
Absolutely.
I don't know. You ever watch the movie Hackers where they're sitting there in that room? I was like, oh, it is a co-working space. And that was like back in the 80s. So
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay, there you go.
That makes sense.
And then the next official opening was in 2002 in, I'm not going to even try saying that, some European name. Can you pronounce that?
No.
Okay.
It's a German name, though.
Okay, thank you. And then the first one that opened in San Francisco was in 2005. And I actually wanted to say it was a
WeWork.
WeWork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one, Space was opened in San Francisco in 2006. That's where I was getting confused. And then in 2007, Google acknowledged the first search for co-working space. So to me, that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, there is a technical background of it.
There is. And like I said, it's relatively new, I think, in the realm of real estate and office space. And but that's a very interesting, history. And one thing a lot of people don't know about co-working space is, kind of like you said in the movie Hackers, where everybody's working together, is there's a lot of collaboration that takes place. For instance, we have a guy that's a mechanical engineer, graduated from UNR. He didn't learn about marketing, but he hooked up with a marketing team, and he just got his first, like $250,000 contract. We're out there working, and he's hiring people. So there's a ton of collaboration that goes on in the workspace.
Yeah.
And you wake up and it's like, yes, I get to go to work today, instead of being siloed, working in your garage, and a lot of collaboration.
Yes, I 100% agree. The actual, which I thought was really funny, the original Hive in Reno was owned by Vince Griffith. And I was in one of his hives, and I worked with a bunch of people, and that's actually where I learned a lot of business.
Yeah.
And now that I've moved into an office space, I just thought it was kind of interesting. Like, then you started the Hive, and I was like, that's funny. With Vince.
Yeah, well, and it was funny because when I was looking for a co-working space, I found Vince's place, and he has 11,000 square feet that sat vacant for 3 years. So that was a lot of space to worry about taking down. But he's like, no, I'll work with you and help you get this started. And he said, what are you going to call this? And I'm like, I was thinking about Reno Hatch or Reno Hive. He goes, call it Reno Hive because I already own the domain. You can have it. So a lot of serendipity there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Really simple, because we are counting down. I love our time, but the 12 minutes sometimes seems a lot slower or a lot faster than it should be. what makes the Reno Hive different than the other co-op spaces in town?
Well, I think one is that we have the holistic twist on there. We have the meditation pod. We have the massage chairs. We have a lot more amenities, I would say. But also, there's just a really cool vibe going on over at the Hive. So, it's just like, again, it's the collaboration. It's the people that really make the space. So I can't take credit for that. I can take credit for the decorations and putting it all together, maybe a little bit of the marketing, but honestly, it's the people that make it.
I wouldn't doubt that. I know the space that you're in is amazing.
Thank you.
And if I was to start a business again, I know where I'm going.
Thanks, Kenny.
If I don't have an office.
And we have free Fridays, too, the last Friday of every month. If anybody on your show wants to come up and try it out, they can come up the last Friday of the month and work for free and just kind of check out the vibe and work. Check out the space.
That's awesome. That probably helps a lot of new businesses.
Yeah.
And then I had to ask, I hope you expected it. You got to explain the pod, because that thing is like my favorite part of the whole environment or the whole atmosphere. I would totally just hang out in the pod if I could.
Yeah, a lot of people come for the pod and stay for the pod. So,
Yeah.
But it was developed with Google and a company called Somadome. And it works on binaural beats. And if you don't know what that is, when you put a pair of headphones in, it plays a frequency in one ear and then a different frequency in the other ear. You're not conscious of it, but your brain is. So it starts sending signals very quickly between the right and left hemisphere. And basically, if you were hooked up to a machine monitoring your brain waves, your whole brain would light up. Normally, you just get a little blip here and a little blip there. But we get stories coming out of the pod, like one guy that's a programmer walked out one day and he's like, dude, that thing's legit. I worked on an algorithm all week. I can't get it. I sat in the pod. I woke up, the answer was in my head. So I hear stories like that every day of people using the pod.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was great. When you were telling me about it the first time and before I did any research, I was like,
yeah.
Really?
Well, Richard Branson has one, Rob Dyrdek has one, and Reno Hive has one. So come check it out.
Part of the plan.
Yes. I just thought it was great because I was like I laid in it and I was like I was just stemming for a lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And then you're like, just sit in it. And I was like, okay, whatever. I sat in it. I like zoned out. And I never fell asleep, but I was like,
yeah.
And the rest of my day was calm, relaxed. And then I was like, I can never sit in that again because I don't think I would ever leave.
Yeah, we get good stories like that all the time.
Yeah, I know I've sent a lot of people there just for that stupid pod.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I sat in your massage chair the other day. That thing was just like, I've been in normal massage chairs. I've never been in one like that.
That does your feet. It does your feet, your legs, everything, your shoulders, your hands. Does your hands.
I know. I was like,
Yep.
What is going on? And like, it was like squeezing you. It was really weird.
Yeah, but it feels so good, right?
yeah.
And I got a text saying best 8 minutes of my life from somebody the other day.
Right? So you have 2 locations right now. Mm-hmm. Or one.
1.5.
And a half.
Yeah, the other one's getting open right now. We have 2 of 14 offices rented.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you have the one on Arlington Towers, 2nd floor.
Correct.
And that's the 1,100 or 11,000 square feet.
Correct.
Has Wi-Fi, fiber.
Yep.
All the great amenities.
Printing,
coffee.
everything. Coffee.
And then you have one on Moana. And what's the address for that one?
So we're opening Moana in a couple weeks, probably August 1st. It's 255 West Moana. And we're going to start out with 6 offices there. They're beautiful. They're all glassed out. We're just putting a new massage chair over there, too. And we'll have a big open atrium to work in. And then it's open right now. We have 1155 West 4th Street. So we have 15 new offices up there. And
4th Street.
Yeah,
That's what I was
yeah.
thinking. I'm
I
sorry.
call it Keystone, though, but it's at Keystone and 4th, basically, where they're developing the west end of Reno now. And In-N-Out Burger's going over there, a new Starbucks, and a new Reno Hive. So,
Sweet.
yes.
And that is how big?
There's about 7,000 square feet over there right now, but we'll continue to take up more space in the building. It's a building that's about 50% vacant, so doing a co-working space over there is, good stuff.
Yeah. Did you ever get your salt tubs or whatever you're doing?
No, we're still working. We couldn't put them in Arlington because of a structural issue, so now I'm looking for either first floor at Moana or first floor at the 4th Street location.
Okay, perfect. And if someone was interested in getting a hold of you, how would they do it?
So they can just go to renohive.com, and we have an info contact form there. They can send me an email, or they can Google Reno Hive. Will come up first or second, depending on which search engine you're using, and contact us that way.
Awesome. Well, Tabitha, thank you so much for
Thanks
being
for
on the
having
show.
me. Thanks for having me. All the best, Kenny.
No worries. And anytime you want to come on, just give me a holler.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Geek Speak, sponsored by Data. This is Kenny McCormick, CEO of Celtic Fish, connecting our community one network at a time.
I know I need to pay attention to my health, but I just can't seem to find the time. Between rushing to work and taking care of the kids, there's not much time left over for me. So I decided to start small by eating more fruits and vegetables and being more active. And then I got the family to make some changes too. We started by keeping a bowl of fresh fruit on the counter, and I limit the amount of sweet snacks I keep in the house. I've also found some creative ways to add more vegetables to our meals. We're taking more walks, and on the weekends, we head down to the pool at the rec center. It doesn't happen every day, but it does happen. You don't have to change your entire life to be healthier. Just make some simple changes.